Hello there. Hello. So I'm sorry we lost the Facebook viewers early on in the stream, which is why I decided to restart the stream after an hour. So the poor people at Facebook can get a little bit of practice time as well. Hopefully I'll just be able to reconnect with people this way. Let's see how it goes. You never know. You never know. Things are unpredictable here in the jungle. Well, I don't know what I'm speaking about. Yeah, it seems to work on Facebook now. Thank you. Okay, so here we are. So what I'm practicing right now, I've been doing like a long practice session with the different techniques and just working on my chops, and you can find that on YouTube. I just ended it like 5 minutes ago. But now we've done that for a while, and you know, how do you practice the phrasing part? How do you practice the melodic part? And I just started giving some tips relating to that. And one of them is to almost like artificially introduce breaks in your practicing. So instead of doing this, you know, whatever, let's do pauses. So instead of playing all the time, force yourself to pause. Let's try that. So we do. So it's already more melodic than that kind of thing which we were doing all the time. That doesn't mean you can't throw in that. We can try that as well. So we have our pause. And then Andrew, what's up? And now I finally caught in live. Awesome. Much love from Romania. Thanks, man. Very happy to catch you. Pause. 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 So not only is this kind of practicing more open to you know, melodic stuff, but it's also a way to kind of fit your faster stuff in more rhythmically. You're gonna notice practicing like this, you know, is vastly different from practicing like this. So we're gonna do both now and see how that works out. And the worst part is, I think my phone is about to die. Okay, we'll keep on going for a little bit, and then I'll see if I can find a charger. And also see if the freaking Instagram wants to do. No, Instagram never wants to tune in. Not sure why. Let's close that for now. Okay, so let's do some more pause and practice kind of thing. We can do some, if we want to, you know, nothing is preventing you from, you know, throwing in those fast stuff, even though you're practicing this kind of pause approach. No, I'm not playing left hand. It's just the stream is constantly mirrored. That seems to be the standard. I'm not sure why. I tried removing it at one point and it didn't feel natural. So I guess, yeah. But I am right-handed. Hey there, Christian. Hey there, Tom. Let me just close the door. So good, you have lots of people both from Facebook and YouTube here. That's awesome to see. So what I notice is when I practice this way, I immediately start gravitating towards more exciting playing, you know. So let's do some more of that, you know, practice for, or play something and pause, play something, you know, just keep going like that. messed up. One more time. Ouch. Messed up again. Last one. Messed up again. One more time. I feel embarrassed. Last week we played national television. Almost 20 years in my playing journey and still don't understand how to use a melodic minor. Very cool, very cool. That's a very interesting question. Let's speak about that. So first of all, let's do some melodic minor just for the sake of it. I'm going to do them in E or E flat minor. So I don't even know if that qualifies as a good harmonic minor or melodic minor playing, because that's what you asked about. Yeah, melodic minor. But that's my take on it. However, I have so many things to say about this. First of all is melodic minor is one of the few scales where I get the question. I typically answer like this. Well, maybe you're not ready for theory yet, because a lot of beginners ask me, how do I learn a new scale, etc. But in your case, that's not the issue, and it's the same for many, I think, rock and metal people. They're pretty experienced players, but melodic minor doesn't work. And they want to be able to play melodic minor because that's what the fancy fusion and jazz dudes are doing. A couple of things here. If you don't listen to jazz, you're not going to be able to connect with the melodic minor scale very well. So a good starting point is, ask yourself, why do you want to play this scale? If it's maybe you're just looking to discover jazz, well, then maybe you should start, in your record collection or in a record collection, not on the guitar. It's a little bit of a harsh words here, but definitely worth considering. Now, if you've decided that you definitely want to go for melodic minor, John Ortiz, what's up, my man? If you definitely want to go for the melodic minor scale, then here's a pointer for you. The melodic minor scale is like the Dorian mode and the harmonic minor scale put together. So an introduction to the melodic scale could be to simply, if you're not comfortable with the Dorian mode, if you can't come up with cool melodies with that, or if you're not comfortable with the harmonic minor mode, then that could be your entry point to mastering the melodic minor scale. And when I say mastering the melodic minor scale, I don't mean remembering where the dots are on the fretboard. Anybody could do that, right? And I think you're aware of this, but I'm still saying it. What I mean with mastering a scale is to be able to come up with phrases in it that sounds good to you. This is critical. So let's try it. For me, one thing, I heard like a Metallica song. I don't know. It's from... I think it's from the album Death Magnetic or something, where so obvious he did this, that kind of thing. Because let's face it, it's the last two notes in the melodic minor mode that sets everyone off. Because the rest of it is pretty much a minor scale. But then you add the major 6 and the major 7 to a minor scale, and it sounds totally off. So I think that kind of triggered it for me. It's like, yeah, we can hear the melodic minor scale even in a metal tune, a rock tune. So it's got to be doable. So maybe get used to those last notes is a good idea. Maybe learn the Dorian mode, or get really comfortable with the Dorian mode and the harmonic minor scale, and then try the melodic minor scale. And when you do it, try to emphasize the two notes that are different to see if you can come up with a melody, It's just pentatonic. I'm just playing the root, the minor third, and the fourth. There you have it, the major 6. That's the sound of Dorian. Let's add the major 7 as well. And back to the roots. To me, that sounds cool, Maybe it sounds a bit out and jazzy, but it works, you know. I do that quite a bit. You can do the same but an octave below. So and you would go down to the Dorian note there. That's a pretty common thing, you know. Joe Satriani, anybody does that. And then you can add a major 7. Of course, this is a little bit extreme. You could just lightly touch upon those sounds as well. You don't have to go all in and do both of the problematic intervals, but it's still worth considering. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to take you with me and try to save the stream from battery death, because if we don't charge the phone soon, we're gonna die. We don't want death, we want life. Unless it's about music, then death metal can be okay, I guess. I'm not a big death metal fan, but I don't know what the hell I'm speaking about. I'm just trying to freaking charge my phone and not lose all the viewers here. Are we charging? No, still death. Damn it. Why can't you just freaking charge? Oh, you are charging. Thank you. Okay. The streaming software I'm in right now doesn't show me the time or the battery status, so I just couldn't figure out if I was charging. Okay, so there we go. Dorian was pi. Harmonic minor I find is much easier, and the dominant 5 chord enabling the major 7 of the minor scale made more sense. Yeah, the dominant, the major 5, yeah. But you can, melodic minor, I feel it's more of a context issue. Yeah, it's true, that's true. Harmonic minor is the same, I guess, when you hear that dominant 5 chord is where you want to throw it in, but the more advanced you get in your phrases, you can sort of insinuate those chord changes without them happening, you know? You might not want to do it when there is a chord change happening, but a lot of time in rock music, you have lots of time, you know? It could be whatever. And you have all the time to do stuff there, right? You could do, you know, before even the movement has happened, you can insinuate lots of stuff. So I'm just saying this because sometimes it's easy to think you have to wait for the right chord change to happen before you can even try your scale, but I don't think that's true. You can just have like this drone backing track, or what's it called, when you just have one harmony, just the E, and you can try all those harmonies, you know. I'm hitting that E string. So I try the harmonic minor there, or sorry, harmonic minor. So we can do the same with melodic minor. You could definitely do that in metal. I mean, let's try it. Let's try it. You can just riff away and throw in some melodic minor. Should be possible. You can, if you want, you can emphasize those notes in your riffing. It's going to be easier. Let's do that. Let's do a riffing and do the major 6. You do that, but again, you don't have to. Just do your any riff. I think it adds color. It's nice. Of course, you're going to notice that I'm constantly mixing more traditional Dorian scale because I'm playing the pentatonic scale. So I hit that minor 7, and it's like, oh, do the melodic minor, and then I go, you know, back to the major 6, and then up to the major 7. So I'm always mixing, and I think it works, you know. You don't have to be strict about anything. It can help when you're trying to learn and identify the sound of a scale to strictly play it, but I think that as soon as possible you should try to move on to the real life application, which would definitely be a mix of stuff, you know, especially if we're looking at jazz and fusion players. They're constantly mixing scales. It's very rare to just play like the melodic minor scale up and down, you know. You do that maybe for a beat or two maximum. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy if I can make it relatable. I can't say I'm super experienced at explaining this stuff, but I can say that I haven't learned this stuff the traditional way. I just never worked for me because the traditional way would imply a bunch of jazz progressions and whatever, and I was never into that. So for a long time I thought that way, I probably can't learn this stuff since I don't like jazz progressions. But then I realized we just have 12 freaking notes to choose from. Why can't I just try the melodic minor scale? It's among those 12 notes. And I started doing that, and that's when I learned stuff. I still can't play jazz though, but I can use the melodic minor scale my way, and that's good enough for me. Cool, let's see what John is saying. Learned 7 positions of the major scale. I learned, so I'm reading comments from both YouTube and Facebook now. I learned 7 positions of the major scale. The 8th position, of course, would be the octave 3 note per string. Then depending on where you begin. Yeah. John, I think what you're speaking is like a relative major and minor, and that's also good stuff. Here, though, we're addressing the ever so frightening melodic minor scale, which is a mix of major and minor. And of course, what you're saying there about each 7 position of scale, they do represent the modes, and that's also equally true whether it's harmonic minor, melodic minor, or even major scale. You have modes of any scale, basically. Your action height. It could look a little bit weird because it's a scallop guitar. So some people think it looks higher than it actually is. Let me see. Okay. Oops. Let me know if you started hearing interference whenever I switched on to the power supply. I think sometimes I get that. It would be interesting to know. Oh, I can even zoom in here, zoom out. That's pretty cool. So there you have it. That's what it feels like. That's the bird's eye view of my guitar. And it's, of course, if you haven't tried a scalloped fretboard, it's very cool, especially up here. It's just crazy good how much grip you get of the fret or the string. I mean, jumbo frets are fine, but sometimes they kind of make the available space here in between very tiny. With scalloping, you don't get that. Of course, there are some fret wires that are just super tall and not so wide. Depends a little bit. Let's see if we can switch. Came for the guitar but stayed for the sleeve. I like that. Oh man, I need to go to the dentist. These are coffee marks. I should hide them from you. Should apply some real-time filter. Yeah, this guitar would probably, well, with the scallop and all that, I think it would maybe turn into even more expensive. But yeah, I think you easily need to $1,000 used. I doubt it. I think you have to go higher. I'm not sure. I haven't been in that market for ages. Anybody knows like an American Deluxe? How much does it cost? Fender American Deluxe Strat? Like used, I don't know. Like I said, a good scallop job will typically increase the value as well. So, but I'm not looking to sell though. So yes, Andrea, you're of course right there. There's a lot of confusion about learning the modes, because if you just like play the major scale without context, you're not necessarily hearing the modes. It's not until you have the right bass note that you actually start hearing the modes. Or as you said, if you have a typical, yeah, A minor to D would be Dorian for sure. Well, that would be a Dorian progression. Whereas an A minor to D minor would be a typical Aeolian progression. Whoops, sorry, gotta fix it. The wind is just killing it here. Yeah, I actually did some changes to this instrument during summer. Pretty simple changes, but it just totally changed the feel, and now I'm over the moon about this guitar. I have been in the past, you know, I've had this guitar for ages, and I played it a lot, and then I've done a couple of changes to it, and all of a sudden it didn't feel as good, and I couldn't figure it out. But now I finally understood why. For a long time I thought I had, you know, I replaced the pickups to more low output, but then I put the old ones back and it still didn't sound the way I wanted to. It's like, oh, maybe the scallop job took away a bit of the tone, and it might have. But the biggest thing was actually setting up the trem to floating and not docked. And I had a very good setup with the floating trem, so it worked perfectly, never went out of tune, so I didn't want to change that. But then I finally decided to bite the bullet and kind of test that, to dock it again, and wow, tone just came back. So I'm not going to be setting this one up floating again. And I went, and the first time ever I tried the Yngwie Malmsteen 08 strings, and just that combo, now it's just awesome. It sounds even better, of course, with my real amp, but still. Well, the tremolo is there, I just don't use the tremolo arm. For some reason, the docked, when I docked it, it started going a little bit out of tune, so I don't really know. To me, that's a little bit weird. You'd think that the floating version would more easily go out of tune, but floating was fine. But then I just adjusted the springs to have it docked, and as I said, there was a major tonal improvement, but now it goes out a little bit of tune, so I haven't bothered looking into that. So yeah, I might at some point, but I just lose too much time doing that stuff. Now it's a super cool instrument. I'm just want to play it. Sultans of Swing, I don't know it, but it's this kind of. I don't know, sounds like crap. Okay, let's try it some more. We can definitely do some melodic minor here, but I haven't come that far in melodic minor to figure out all the arpeggios contained within the scale yet. So that's something I should work on, you know. This is a diminished arpeggio, it seems, in here. No, it's not. It's not a diminished arpeggio, it's something else. That must be a dominant 7 arpeggio, I think. No. No, it's a minor 7 flat 5. Oh, who cares? Let's just play them. Yeah, that's it. minor on my bass and not change it to melodic minor or harmonic minor, just play my own minor note. Yeah, definitely go between the minor sounds. It's a good idea. I do that a lot as well. So starting from in minor, pentatonic minor, going to harmonic, melodic, back to pentatonic minor. Well, Andre, you do play guitar, that's what matters. So you know that joy is just a guitar away. So Andrew, what do you work with, by the way? You are so goof. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Darthram. I thought you said I was a goof. Yeah, guitar is cool for playing licks. I mean, bass is cool as well. These days, there are so many creative bassists out there. I think bass could work almost as good, you know. But yeah, it's definitely a different spectrum. Up. I messed up again, so let's slow down. Cool. So Andre from Facebook is explaining what he's working with. Account manager support full time. And I spare time gig maybe twice a month with the cover band and teach guitars. Oh, you teach as well. That's pretty cool. Got 5 students. Oh, awesome. It's usually the modes. Everyone seems to be having a hard time. Yeah, understanding the modes is tricky. That's very cool. So you're teaching the guitar. That's awesome, man. We're 2 then. Here we go. Bro fist. Your tapping is very clean. Thank you. Let's practice that. Stockholm, Sweden here. Where are you from? Thailand, I'm guessing. Just a guess. So to have the tapping be clean, I'm constantly muting with both hands. That's critical. I don't use a string dampener. So Darth from YouTube is asking, did you ever play with a band or did you join any band? Yeah, back in the days, I played in some bands, played in some pop bands. I played in fusion bands where I wrote the material. but that's been like 20 years. I have done some online collabs, but now my primary goal is rather to get back into my own songwriting. Interesting, maybe not. I just want to be more creative, not only in jamming and stuff like that, because my focus the last 10 years has just been on improvising and stuff like that, kind of fusion rock style. But now it's like, yeah, maybe time has come soon to start writing my own stuff. We'll see. I'm not really looking for a band right now, though collaborations are always cool. Andre is asking, what was the last mainstream concert you attended, Chris? Oh, that was a long time ago. Mainstream? I don't think I ever did. Yeah, actually my father-in-law took us all out to see Bruce Springsteen, but unfortunately I caught some kind of flu, or no, some kind of stomach disease just before the concert. We ate an ice cream at McDonald's or something. I think that did it. So I started feeling really bad during the concert, and it wasn't a good experience. But I haven't, unfortunately, never really bothered going to see any of my favorite bands like Metallica, or back in the days like Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, anything like that, Megadeth, Pantera. I did see like Alan Holdsworth a couple of times. That was cool. That's about it. I haven't been to many concerts at all. I've been to like Stockholm Jazz Festival a few times with some very cool artists playing. So yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't know. Someone take me there. It's just, I don't know. It's just such a personal thing for me, music and playing guitar. It's like, it just feels weird to be stuck in a big crowd, and I don't know. I think it's probably weird thinking, but I prefer it with just me, and then I can just see the screen, and I can see all the details without having someone kicking me in the back. I don't know. Sorry, don't know what Burzum is. Up at the end there. Andrew, which country are you in? Sorry if you already told me. Andrew, yeah, that's a cool request. I still haven't really found a natural way to get back to the comedy stuff. I think a lot of the material I produced back in the day, it was so spontaneous, and I just had, I had all the time in the world. I had nothing interrupting my schedule, so I could just do stuff constantly, and then all of a sudden I'd be in a flow and just record when I got an idea. And unfortunately, I can't really do that anymore. That's why I've gotten behind in most of the things that don't relate to strictly just improvising. Anything that requires a bit of a planning and stuff like that. Back in the days, I would just, I could sit for 48 hours straight and I'd get lots of stuff done, Now I have these 5 hours at maximum sessions, and I have very hard time getting back into that stuff. Part of it is straight out stress, because if I get onto something and I realize this is big, I could do something with that, and then I have like 45 minutes left, so it's a total turn off. I've tried it a whole bunch of times. I start it, it's like, yeah, I'll go for 45 minutes, then I'll go get the kids, and then probably in another 7 hours I'll get back and I'll have the flow, and it never happens. So what I have done is try to get a bit more Romania, now I remember. So what I've tried to get is try to reproduce some of the energy of the old stuff, but in like more structured small sessions, and that's hard. But I think I've done a little bit of progress as far as doing some arrangements and some song stuff. So I haven't given up hope on that, but it's just a little, I don't know why. I'm struggling to get back to it. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I know, John. We did a private lesson. That was a lot of fun. And you're in San Jose. And I remember you have some crazy shops there. So that was very cool. I think you showed me also on Facebook. You won some contest. Was it hosted by, I don't know who. Was it George Lynch or someone? Pretty cool. And you also teach, if I remember correctly, right, John? So I'm speaking with John from Facebook now, so YouTube people are not going to see this conversation. That's why. I'm explaining it. Maybe I can fire up a backing track here instead. I'm not sure how it's going to sound with a laptop speaker. You tell me. I'll try and we'll see if it works out. Let's see here. Playlists. There we go. Just gonna find one of my backing tracks and we'll see how it sounds. It could be a cool variation to just playing with the drum machine. Oh, it was George Lynch. That's pretty cool. 4 Shots to the Dome. Oh, that's pretty cool. An album. That's amazing. So how many tracks? I don't know if you can hear that. I'm gonna have to lower the volume. So this would be C minor. I don't think you can hear the backing track, can you? Cool, 4 tracks, an EP. Well, that's not bad either. Whoops. So is it an instrumental, John? Or is there singing on it as well? So are you singing yourself? Oh, you sing on it. Awesome. You got to send me the link. So for the YouTube people here, I'm speaking to John Orkdis, who is on Facebook, and he just told me about his band. John, I've had a private session with John as well, so I know that he's a killer player. Emphasis is on songwriting over shred. Well, that seems like a mature decision. That's what I'm trying to go for as well. Though you couldn't think that when you're watching me practice now. Excelente canele della nervosa from YouTube. Muito boom. Thanks, man. Can you guys hear anything? And if I turn the backing track off, is there any like strange interference noise? Cool, I can't check that link now. I'll check it afterwards. Okay, thanks for confirming, Stick and Mellow. Nice and clear, thanks, John. Too much shredding. It's getting really warm here. I can't believe it's September. Summer isn't completely over here in Sweden. Very soon it will be. Ken from YouTube says, I am very impressed by your speed and diversity. I only wish you played right hand. I do play right hand. This is just mirroring. So if you watch my shorts, you're gonna see it's all right hand. Sorry, mate, for the confusion. Thank you, Canela, for digging my bend. death by bending. Cool, guys. So I think if you add the other session I just had, I've been going for almost 2 hours now, so I think it's time for a break. This has been a very fun session, and it's just amazing to have you guys with me here as I practice and as I warm up, and then we can speak about so many cool things thanks to all the feedback I'm getting here, which means the world. So I hope very much to catch you here again, soon again, because you've been absolutely wonderful, and I've been Christopher Dahl. See ya, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.